Good morning, YouTube. This is usually my pick of the day time when I say the good mornings, but for Pass the Prop, we're here at a different time, a little earlier this morning. Monton, how you doing? You a morning guy or what?
Definitely not a morning guy, but willing to, make the jump in here. We've seen that some people, they can't stick with the whole hour. And we understand that. We appreciate the people that are with us for the whole hour. So we're seeing, we have an open slot for Fridays. We're going to see what works right here.
Yeah, so we're gonna definitely obviously want to make sure that we're keeping the Pass the Prop stuff rolling. This I feel like is a good time. Like maybe you're just getting to your desk, getting the coffee going. Got to answer your emails. Might as well have us in your ear. Get some plays in, lock them in before the lines move because usually it ends up moving here. But what we're gonna do here is kind of because we know NBA is gonna start finishing here. We know we all have to kind of make our adjustments to our other sports. So we're gonna do an all sport action here. I'm going to go more college basketball. Monotone's going to take the NBA right now. So we're going to have both. And then maybe kind of talk a little bit UFC, trying to keep this in that 20-ish minute range so you guys can get these plays, lock them in, and get right on through it. Be very excited. I think this is going to be a nice little switch up here. Got 20 people already in the chat. Smash that like. I wasn't expecting to see so many pop in early. We got Jay always. Brandon early PTP. I like that. PTP. I never even thought about that. We got Turbo here. And Joe, I like all the stuff you're posting too. You got some great articles. Keep killing that shit, man. And then we already have a question. I already got a question. Yeah. Honestly, I haven't looked at many of these NBA games. I'm very sorry. I'm going to try and answer the best I can. Let me take a look here. Do you have any thoughts, Montone? I don't really have a ton. I've really only broke down the college basketball slate.
Yeah, so Garland is one I'm definitely looking at, but I don't know. You probably didn't notice he got like juiced to oblivion. 19 points is like minus 140 right now. So I was definitely looking at that, but with how that game could be really slow paced, I'm not really willing to pay minus 140. And then Mitchell, he's been playing really well recently, and the Pelicans are a pretty good matchup. So I definitely don't mind that one at all.
And one thing I will talk about Garland is they don't play fast ever. Like Cleveland doesn't want to. So I really only attack Garland when he plays against higher paced teams because when it comes down to it, Cleveland's ideal situation is sewing that ball up. They play amazing half court offense. They can score pretty much on anybody. Have the shooters, have everything there. So I'm looking for faster paced guys or faster paced teams there. But yeah, let's get rolling. We'll go right on into it. Like I said, we're going to call this Pass the Prop All Sports here. We're going to be all over the place tonight. And I'll start off with you. I know Joe just referred to it. We'll bring you up first with your plus money here.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep this quiet, man. My Discord found this too at the same time yesterday night. I'm like, guys, we got to keep this on the down low. I got a show to do tomorrow morning. So I think this has kind of flown under the radar a little bit. But Tyrese Maxey shooting 40% from three on the season. Like, did you know that? Like,
I did not. No,
yeah.
I did not.
And over his last 10 games, he's shooting 42% from three. But really what attracts me to this is the James Harden trade. And a lot of people may look at me and go, that takes 20 shots away from him. What are you talking about? But in reality, Tyrese Maxey has thrived on the spot-up opportunities this year. He's actually been one of the most accurate three-point shooters with qualifying spot-up attempts. And the attempts are really increasing now with Harden in there. Defenses just can't exactly the James Harden effect. Defenses just can't manage Harden and Bede, all these guys at the same time. And I'm riding Maxey pretty high, honestly. I think he can get up to 3 and 4. That's probably as far as I'm going to ladder it just because there are a lot of shots to go around. But when I saw this at plus 136, I don't normally play full unit plays on, huge plus money like this, but I really like this one. Maxey's hit in all 3 games with James Harden in town. He looks really good from beyond the arc. He looks really good in general. I think he's playing some of his best basketball of his life. And like we've all alluded to, man, these guys take away so much pressure. These opportunities he's getting are probably the best of his career. And he played at Kentucky. You know what I'm talking about? Like this guy has got great shots available for him and he's knocking them down. He's proven the world that he's really one of the up and coming stars and that he should not have been in any of these trade talks. So at plus 136, yeah, give me this one. And 3, 4, taking those also.
I love it. Get that plus money. We got Birdman in the chat. Welcome, my friend. Welcome. Family money fame. Do it. Cash it. I'm very excited to cash in on Maxey. I will be riding this with you. Turbo's like full unit. Yeah, I'm guessing that's a full unit. That's a great breakdown to have there early on in the morning. Very, very quick, getting right to Maxey. If you guys have followed me for a while, you guys know where I'm going here. This is obviously a wagon team of mine. They have reached the number 2 wagon spot on my college basketball list, behind VMI, but very close. Toledo has been absolutely amazing to me this entire season. And now they have probably the best matchup you could have in the MAC, because now you're facing Bowling Green here, who is absolutely terrible. Their defense is absolutely terrible. There's really no way about it to like say it besides that. They rank 338th in the country in defensive efficiency, and they play at the 3rd fastest pace. There is 358 teams in college basketball, guys. That means they are the 20th worst defense and the 3rd fastest team. What does that mean? That means we're going to get Toledo running the ball up and down the floor here the entire game. First matchup between these guys saw 95 first half points. And Toledo's offense, if you guys have been watching my morning videos, Toledo's offense started this season when I started backing and was around 75 to 80 in adjusted offense. They're ranked 33rd now. They just continue to climb this ladder, sitting at the number 1 seed in the MAC. This is the last game, so they need to win. So you're getting Toledo at home on senior night. We're also getting them, if they lose, Ohio plays today as well, and so does Kent State. So they have to win this game. I see Toledo coming out real quick and attacking the basket right away. They are 16-point home favorites tonight. Bowling Green is actually 5th worst in the country in points allowed per game at 80. And Toledo's offense is ranked 7th in the country in points scored per game at 81.1. There is really everywhere you put this game, Toledo is going to score. And Bowling Green's pace is going to allow this game to go really wherever it wants to go. You don't even have to be that efficient when you're playing this fast. You have so many more opportunities. Like if I'm playing a 78.5 on a game where it's like mid-pace, you have to make every single open shot. Here, I don't need that, right? We have Toledo here, whose defense is pretty good, but still give up 70 a game. The reason why I think this line is a little bit low is obviously the pace, but Toledo, again, I talk about this all the time, 19th in the country in field goal percentage at 48.2% from the field as a team, 77% from the line, which is 20th in the country, and their 8th best offensive rebounding team. Really everywhere you put this, Bowling Green is going to get demolished. Team total, I think, will be pretty good, but I think it's going to be in the 90s. So I think this is the best spot to attack this game at. And I'm going to be rolling in the MAC, Toledo first half over 78.5, 1.5 units on that one. So I'm going to be rolling with my Rockets today.
This is amazing, by the way. The 300 worst defense and 3rd highest pace. That's insane.
It's really asking you to be. These guys are the Houston Rockets of college basketball because they do not care. They're actually not bad at scoring. It's just their defense is 20th worst in the country, and all they want to do is run because they know their half-court offense sucks. So might as well run and get transition buckets. But now you get to face Ryan Rollins, JT Shoemate. You get RJ Dennis. Dude, this team is going to get destroyed. Even Milner has been playing great basketball for Toledo. It's going to be a fun one today to watch. It should be a high-scoring game. Like I said, 90. I think it scored 170-something points in their first matchup. I wouldn't be surprised to see this opening up for the team total at like 93, 92. That's how many points they expect to score here.
That's amazing. I'm definitely tailing. This sounds like this should be the first half team total right here.
Yeah, I'll be on everything. I'll be on everything in this game. But yeah, let's get to your second play here.
Yeah, we're running back over to the CJ assist train, which people that were here on Wednesday, they already know that we love CJ McCollum assists. And it hit full. Yeah, I mean, there you go. But it hit in our last show, obviously. I had to sweat Jazz money line, but luckily,
I messaged you that. I'm like, what is the odds that that happens? And I'm like, that literally happened. And I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, when Christian Wood hit the 3 to force overtime, I fell down. I was very angry because that was like the big play of the night. But either way, we're running right back to it. CJ McCollum has had great success as the point guard of this team. It's just facts. He's hit this number in 7 of 8 games since joining and 3 or 4 games since taking over point guard duties. Additionally, I used to be really scared of the Jazz. You used to be scared of the Jazz. We all used to be scared of the Jazz. I still am to a certain extent. Don't get me wrong. It's not a great matchup, but they've actually fallen behind teams like the Mavs and the Heat, which he's already played and hit this number against in the last week. So when I saw that, I then looked at the Jazz game logs. Let's see what kind of guys, what kind of numbers they're giving up. We just saw 12 to Kevin Porter Jr. Additionally, Kevin Porter Jr. played them a week ago in a blowout, and he had 8. So it's not like that's an overtime kind of special. We saw Jalen Suggs have 7, Luka have 11, LeBron James have 7, Devin Booker have 7, plenty of comparable guys. That's the last 7 games I just listed right there. All of these guys have gone over, the primary ball handlers gone over easily, 5 assists. So when I saw that, even Suggs had 7, Cole Anthony had 5, like this is not last year's Jazz team. It's not that the defense isn't good, don't get me wrong at all, but guys can get assists against this team. 5 assists, 7 of 8 times since he joined the Pelicans. I think we're just not adjusting fast enough. I talked about this last time. These books are scared to adjust to these new teams, new positions, but I really do like this number.
Any thoughts on this number here at 5.5? Would you take it?
Yeah, it's annoying because it opens on Caesars and DK. It's still 4.5 there, but it's moved on FanDuel. Okay. I probably would hope it moves to 4.5 because I just don't see as much value on 5.5 right now against the Jazz.
Perfect. Love it. Holy Toledo. I love it. Like I said, hopefully you have a pretty crappy car and you have another one that actually works, so we can get that. Yeah, like I said, I've been back in Toledo the entire year. They've been good to me. And a team I backed last night for a late night play. I'm going right back to the well here for my last play. I'm going to be on Portland and San Diego over 138. I take it up to 138.5, probably even up to 139. That's probably my max spot there. And if you look at San Diego, honestly, it doesn't look very promising for overs. 266 in tempo, 281 adjusted offense. Really not anything that really is like, oh, I got to play these guys, right? And I think that's why we're getting such a good line on this. But when you go up against Portland is an overs team here in the West Coast Conference, 75 in adjusted tempo. We're also seeing 182 adjusted offense, 188 adjusted defense. So they're kind of in that middle spot, but Portland loves to run. And we saw last night when San Diego played against Pepperdine, we saw quite a few more possessions over their average. Pepperdine is actually a very, very fast team, but they're absolutely terrible on defense. And the same thing here with Portland. But if you look into like numbers of Portland's like last couple games here, they've been playing absolutely insane offense. They've hit the over in 8 of their last 10 games. We're getting them into the conference tournament here. San Diego's probably going to have heavier legs. So Portland's going to have the idea to run this ball up and down the court. I really like San Diego's ability to shoot the 3. At least last night, they looked very good shooting the 3 ball. But yeah, we're not going to see – this numbers has to be lower with San Diego's overall offense on the season. But they didn't adjust for this Portland side. Portland is going to be running this ball up and down the court all game. And I think they're going to run it right through these guys. I wouldn't be surprised to see Portland win this in cover. I think this line is just a tad low. We're seeing it at 2.5. One other reason I really do like this is Portland is, you're never going to guess this, Portland is the second best free throw shooting team in the country. With a 2.5-point spread, that is immediately where my eyes looked. We're going to see a lot of fouls. San Diego cannot play defense without fouling. I like to see where these guys were against Pepperdine. I think that's actually a very good marker here from last night to tonight. But yeah, 3-point spread. I think Portland covers. And I think Portland down the stretch is able to make those free throws to get to the cover and to get to this over. Yeah, we're looking at a pretty bad Portland defense, 259 in defense, allowing 72 points per game. The best part of San Diego is their defense, but that's going against a Portland offense that's obviously way better than their defense as well. So I think Portland's offense is better than San Diego's defense, and Portland's defense couldn't stop you, me, and 3 listeners right now. So I think we're going to see a very, very fun game here for that late night hammer again and get a nice cash to finish the night there.
Yeah, that's exactly what these kind of spots are perfect for. You're collecting your winnings, you're sitting on the couch, having a good night, and you flip on Portland, San Diego to see halftime score of like 60-58. And you're just like, yeah, This is the good life. So I'm definitely telling you on this. Is this one unit right here? Is that what we're doing?
I'm unsure. I'm in
You're
that middle
deciding?
spot. I'm in that middle spot because if they're gonna give me, I'm seeing 138. If I can see 137 and a half, because what's gonna happen is everybody's gonna do what I just did and look at like San Diego's last game to be like, oh, I'm not really impressed.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, I love doing that because there's so many people who will just look at the last 3 game logs
Yep.
and the last head-to-head. That's it. And then guess what? They hammer it down and I hammer it back up because that's where we get the value.
Perfect. Okay, I'll be sitting here with you then. I got you. I like that.
It might end up being like a 2 unit if I can get the hook down there for sure.
Okay. So, oh no, you're good.
Joel, we're right about to do our recap right now. We're at 16 minutes. This is absolutely perfect. We'll be ready to roll here. Actually, one question here before we get to our recap. Birdman's saying he's on 3.5 assists for Embiid. Is that something that you've been going with lately?
Not lately, but I do love Embiid assists just in general. Harden coming in town, it's not been my focus yet, but it actually does correlate with the Maxey threes. So you're going to see those on those kind of, Embiid running over, getting that open shot for his teammate. He does it for Maxey and Harris all the time. So I definitely like you could talk me into Embiid assist any day. I love it.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, Joel, we're right about to get to our recap here. So perfect. We're about 16 minutes. We want to keep it under 20. That is the goal. So you guys can just pop in and actually watch the video instead of having a full hour of us talking. And then, yeah, let's get to it. Let's go to yours first here and we'll start off.
Yep, we're going with 1 unit on Tyrese Maxey over 1.5 threes at plus 136. Secondly, we're going 1 unit on a guy you guys all remember from Wednesday's show, CJ McCollum over 4.5 assists minus 115.
Perfect. I'm going back to my well of the Toledo Rockets. First half, Bowling Green, Toledo over 78.5, 1.5 units. In the Portland, San Diego over. That's a late night hammer there, over 138. So, yeah, that's good. Perfect. Actually had quite a few people in here. I'm happy that you guys were able to pop in this morning, get a few plays in, lock them in before some line movements there. Monton, you got anything else for the people today? Before we head out, got about 2 minutes. If you got anything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just riding hot right now with NBA. Excited to keep it rolling. I'll tease this real quick. I have a UFC article coming out tonight. I'm dipping my toes in your water, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, should be a great card. I'm very excited to watch that one. Yeah, I'm curious because the press conferences just kind of sucked for how much like bad blood is there. It just kind of looks corny almost at this point, but that's the way Kobe is. So it happens. Again, guys, if you guys could please hit the like button for us. It helps us out a ton. Obviously, Monotone's link to his Twitter is in my description here of the video, and as well, mine is there too. We'll have all of the free plays over there as well, dropping free plays all day, I'm sure. You've been dropping a lot of NBA heat over there. Most of my stuff has been college basketball related lately. We're getting into March, so I kind of have to be, you got to lock in on those. It's hard enough to follow all these things. So I've been sticking in more of the college basketball side of things. But I did get a 2-0 sweep last night. I was happy. I did John Morant to have more points than Jason Tatum, and he's ended up at the end of the game just going berserk and helping me out there. So that was nice to have. He's on another level right now. See your MVP at this point, or who do you have?
I'd still probably go with Jokic or Embiid. I think those are my 1 and 2, but he's really close. He might be there by the end of the year.
Beautiful. Yeah, I'd probably have to lean on Embiid personally. Just hopefully, knock on wood, he stays healthy all the way through the season. And it's also going to depend on how much James Harden takes away from him personally. Yep. Their stats are kind of going to go down. But awesome, guys. Thank you for trying out this new version of Pass the Prop, our Friday edition. Quick one. Pop in. This might be our new time. I mean, it's nice and easy to do this. But yeah, I think that's a wrap. We're under 20 minutes, 19 minutes, 30 seconds, 4 plays ready to go. Again, guys, thank you so much for popping in with us, and we will see you guys Wednesday for the actual version of Pass the Prop, the full version. So thank you guys so much. We will see you then. Have a good weekend and best of luck on your bet.